immersing yourself with the role. And then, was there a situation wherein nagkausap kayo ni Ma'am Junisha, ganitong gawin?
Hindi, si direct lang binigyan niya ako ng DVD ng interview ni Mami. Para lang makita ko kung paano siya magsalita. So pinanood ko lang yon. Tapos yung kasama ko rin kasi sa bahay, Bisaya siya. So minsan pinagtripan ko siya magsalita. Then, ang dako rin kasi namin, si Dunya. Dunya. Pero joke lang namin yun. Dunya, bumili ako ng litos mo. Ano yung litos? Yung nilagay mo sa salad. Gets ko na. So kahit paano, alam ko kung paano magsalita. Tapos meron kami direct na switch on, switch off. Kasi tinatanong niya ako kung paano ako umarte. Sabi ko switch on lang ako. Pag sinabi mong game na, game na. Pag off, balik na naman ako sa sarili ko. Pag sinabi, iyak ka dito switch on na tayo. Maaga pa, hindi pa nagte-text, switch on na ako. Kung mamaya na direct malalobat ako. Ganun lang. So, hindi ko alam kung nagawa ng tama. So, hindi ko alam.
Ay, like, kung makikita ko ngayon si Mami D and then with what you have portrayed, syempre yung, iba kasi yung sensation ni Mami D. But I think what's good is you have captured also the comic part ni Mami D.
You did? Wow.
Actually, yun yung malakas yung tama.
Alam ko yan, do.
Thank you very much.
And how was yung working relationship
With the character, the co-actors.
Anak ko siya dito kaya lang sa tunay na buhay, magka-edad lang kami. Oo, 18 lang ako. So parang lang kami magkapatid sa set. Ang hirap lang na parang ang laki ng anak ko, mukha bang pero naman, napatanda naman yung itsura ko. Nag-work naman, di ba? Oo. So pwede naman.
Wala kang issue sa ganyan, ano? Wala kang issue portraying a mom to
wala naman.
17-year-old?
Magta-31 na ako. So, alam mo, nanay naman na. Pwede naman na. So si Buboy, in all fairness, napakagaling. As in, isa siya sa mga artista na nakita ko na pwede ka humugol talaga from him. Yung, kumbaga nagsasabay kayo, gano'n. Yung fairness, magaling to kasi iba, walis. Ito na lang ako ever. Wala akong mahugot. Yung sa kanya, kahit hindi ka magaling, pagka-eksena mo siya, gagaling ka. Parang gano'n yung dating.
Wow,
Binernak ba sa tingin na.
Why would you consider the Kid Kulafu significant in your career?
Eto, epic to gano'n. Gusto mo yung direct. Binayaro din ako doon. Hindi, I mean, ibang klase itong mga pelikulang ganito, di ba? I mean, sanay naman na tayo sa mga comedy, drama, or ano. Pero ito, story to ng medyo tinuturing nating bayani, di ba? Tapos, si Mommy D is Mommy D, and I am Mommy D. Would you believe?
So,
oo, di ba? So, malaking bagay siya, malaking project siya, hindi siya kung ano-ano lang. So, ito na, forever na to.
Tatak na sa'yo. The first ever actress na gumanap ng Mami Janisha.
Ako nga ba?
Wala naman iba.
Wala ba doon sa ibang movies niya?
Hindi ba ginagawa naman siya?
Kaya mo na, Dung! Ako na yun.
Congrats, dear.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dong. Naman yung ano ko. Okay, next question will come from, comment naman about what you saw, please. PJ.
Sige. I'm really impressed kasi nandun yung elements na Paul Soriano na film na maganda, very cinematic.
The Paul Soriano brand.
Yes, the brand. na actually parang nakita ko pa yata may gumagamit pa yata kayo ng iba-ibang equipment at pati GoPro. Feeling ko yata may GoPro pa yata din Tapos it's really good in terms of balance ng comedy, drama, and everything. Tapos for my question naman is for the boxers, si Khalil at si Buboy. Kasi in terms of portraying boxers, kailangan talaga matinding training. Especially lalo na kayo, bata kayo. So, kano katagal at kano ka-intense ang training nyo bago nyo ma-reach yung point na parang, ready na ako to portray my character.
The preparations.
Siyempre po hindi naman po namin kayang gawin na kami lang pong na ako lang po mag-isa na bilang gumanap na Pacquiao. Hirap po gayahin ni Pacquiao. Gusto ko po lalo na po sa pagsa-shadow box niya po. Doon po talaga ako tumutok. Siyempre po may makatulong din po ako na yung fight director po namin na si Sir Erwin Tagle, pati si Den Bermudez. Sila po yung gumagabay para magampanan ko at magaya ko yung galaw ni Manny Pacquiao. Yun po.
Ako naman, I used to box before for fitness. So I picked up a bit of technique na before. Tapos I stopped then for maybe a couple of years. Then when I got this project, I also trained under Coach Erwin Tagle. He's an MMA fighter. So doon ko natutunan yung techniques at kung paano ba yung cinematic wise, kung paano sumpak, ganun. So yun, tagal din kami nag-train. Real training ng boxers.
Pero aside from the training, physical, how long, ilang araw ka sa gym, you work out, added, ano ba? Kasi hindi ka ganun ka-fit noon, sorry.
Yeah.
Chubby kasi siya nakilala natin ngayon, look at him.
Everyday ba tayo? Halos, parang
Opo,
everyday.
halos. Kasi po ako po, nung pagkasabi ko siguro pagkasabi ng rule ko na Manny Pacquiao, siguro mga isang linggo na training na po ako. Pinapunta ako sa isang gym sa McQuab na sa isang araw kailangan ko daw talaga bumalik ng 2 beses. So sa unang punta mga 2 hours, pangalawang balik mga 3 hours. So mahirap po.
Ako, isang balik lang. Mas intense yung kay Pupoy.
Opo. Tsaka ako kasi hindi po talaga ako ma-abs, hindi naman ako.
Wow.
Hindi, dati po talaga, may abs naman talaga ako. Hindi ko naman, ano ko lang, binild up ko lang talaga siya. Kita, di masyado kita. Yun po, so mahirap, nakakapulikat. Minsan may mga lumilis yung ugat, ganyan. Pero okay lang naman, enjoy naman. Yun po.
Question naman kay Direk. You mentioned it took 3 years to come up with the story. So, in terms of research and also planning, yun nga. Kasi there's a lot of Manny Pacquiao documentaries, may movie na how intense was in terms of balancing the facts tungkol kay Manny, tapos ano yung mga bagay na kinonsider nyo in terms of making the movie more interesting.
Well, yeah, you're right. You know, I mean, the challenge going into this, I think, with Froy also was, you know, a lot of documentaries. I mean, we know the man, you know, but what I thought was very different was the documentaries in that movie that came out was probably more focused on the last 15 years of his life. This one was about the first 15 years, and in grave detail of what poverty was to him, what it meant to have no food, what it meant to fight for his life. Parang yan ang gusto ko talaga i-show dito sa Kid Kulafu. And to be honest, yeah, 2 years of research. You know, I think Froy and I were like almost second home namin ng Jensen. So we were flying back and forth almost once a month, or sometimes I'd call Froy, can you leave on Saturday? Because you know, Manny's also very unpredictable, diba? When Manny calls you and says he's free, you kind of have to take it because you don't know when you're gonna get the next opportunity. So for 2 years, we kind of lived like that. But you know, it was really an eye-opening experience because, you know, for Manny to sit down with you for hours and spend, you know, days out of years to open up his heart. I mean, we saw him be very emotional, like teary-eyed, and you know, to witness that was like, wow, you know, you see this, you know, the superhero, parang ganun, then, hey, wow, you know, soft-spoken pala siya. He loves his mother, you know, unconditionally. He really loves his family, and you know, parang if there was one thing that I really learned was that in the beginning, when you saw in the movie, he was really fighting for his mother, diba? Parang yun muna ang reason, diba? And then he started fighting for his family, his siblings. Then eventually he started fighting for the Filipinos. Then eventually for the country. Now he's fighting for the world. I mean, what a progression. And up to this day, Kid Kulafu is still fighting. I mean, we're gonna see the biggest fight of his life on May 3. And you know, just a great experience, and one of the hardest things I've probably had to do in my life, because when you're, you know, when you're trusted with this kind of material, you want to give it equal justice. And you know, Manny is a world-class icon, so that's what I hope to have brought you guys, and also a film that of that kind of standard. And well, I did that with a great team, the people here, the people that also that were involved in the film that are not here. So there was a lot of stories about Froy. I mean, I can tell you some more. We can actually make this a 9-hour film if we wanted to. But we had to find the 1 hour 40 minutes of the heart. No? And I really credit Freud to helping me with that because as a filmmaker, you want to put everything, di ba? Kasi lahat visual, lahat cinematic, pero Freud always kind of bring me back to the fundamentals of writing, the 3 acts, the hero's journey, mga ganun, no? And sometimes I'd be like, forget that, let's put this in. But Freud always bring me back to character. Together with Amor, also Oligir, one of our creative consultants. So yeah, it was a great debate. It was a great collaborative effort, and that's what the film you see is just a collaboration of great talent. And so yeah.
Okay. Ayaw nyo, please, and your thoughts.
I'm German from Orange Magazine. I'm curious lang about the cast. Paano yung naging casting? May audition ba? Then, paano yung naging pagpili? And may say ba si Manny, Mami Janisha, tungkol sa mga character?
Well, with Alessandra, honestly, when we finished, I think when we were kind of ready to start casting, talaga siya first choice ko.
Alright.
Hindi ako naniniwala.
Oh.
She actually also paid me to say that. No, but I remember, I don't know if you remember this, she was one of the very first, I think you were the first of the cast that I met. We met here then as a QC, I remember that. I showed her some videos and I remember her reaction, parang, okay, Manny Pacquiao, bakit ako? Gusto mo ko Manny Pacquiao? Do you want me to play Manny Pacquiao? I'm a girl.
Parang agad.
Parang ganun ang, that's the vibe I was getting from her. No? Then I said, hindi, Mami Janisha. And she said, ako ba? Janisha. And what was nice about Alessandra, and the reason why I wanted to meet her and offer her the role first, is because of course I've seen a lot of her past work, and she's, we all know that she's a great award-winning actress. Another payment there. And that's what I needed in Mami Janisha, was somebody that can get into great character also. A great actor for me becomes great character. When you watch the film, you don't see Alessandra, you see Mami Janisha. I think that's a mark of a great actor, actress. And thankful she said yes kaagad, and
English mo ako eh. Sabi ko yes na lang, pag no, explain ko pa eh. Yes.
so that was kind of the Alessandra Mami Janisha process. And then in terms of, with Khalil, also I had my eye on him. I actually, he's also friends with my brother, my younger brother. So I needed also somebody to, Eugene he has a very strong supporting role, but I need someone also to pull it off and to give me that sort of almost like a big brother element to the young man. And si Iggy naman, he just looks like a bully, diba? So parang I always see him. I always see him sa mall, and bully siya dyan, even in real life, bully yan. So
Even sa Instagram direct, bully siya sa
bully
Instagram.
Talaga?
So
bullying funny.
I know, very small support roles, but I'm also very mindful of who I get, because every person that acts in this film, they will add, even if they're just 1 line, 2 line, dapat may. So yeah, Iggy was able to beat up. I think you're the only one who beat up Manny in this movie. So that's his claim to fame here. And of course, si Buboy Villar, and I've said this many times, talagang born to play the young Manny Pacquiao. I think hands down. We auditioned over 100 kids, teenagers. And my process was,
Cute yung process. Go ahead, direct.
I didn't say it was for Manny Pacquiao. Actually, parang we were looking for Oscar. Parang Oscar is this young boy na mahirap. Parang ganun. Because I didn't want to tell my people auditioning for the young Manny Pacquiao to. Instant may stereotype na yan, di ba? I mean, magbabox na yan sa labas, di ba? Kung alam nila Manny yan. So, we just gave them acting workshops, drama, comedy, and then parang I asked them, athletic pa kayo? Can you play basketball? Can you play soccer? And of course naman ito, oo ng oo. So, I called them back sa second audition, and okay pa rin siya, and then I watched some of his past work, and then third audition ulit, parang kasi for me, if I trust you with the young Manny, make or break yan eh. Diba? And that's talagang the movie revolves around the young man. It's about him. So the third audition, after we made one more last set of workshops, I brought him into the room and I said, oh, buboy ka na si Manny Pacquiao. And then, nagulat siya yata, di ba? Nagulat siya parang, and then we started the process now of together, helping him get into the character through videos, through research, and through, of course, the boxing training. Boxing is also, as much as it is physical, it's also very mental. Thankful si Buboy, he did a great job. I don't know if you guys agree.
Yes.
I think he did a great job. I think I think one of the best compliments I've gotten so far is Ronnie Nathaniels and Chino Trinidad watched the trailer and the teasers. And these are boxing analysts from the time of Blow by Blow. If you notice, you heard their voices.
Yes.
Those are trivia. That's the actual voiceover of the fight. So we timed our. I mean, that's just another aspect of my creative process. Is I timed my fight based on the voiceovers that I got from the 1990s. So yun, they texted me, Ronnie and Gino said, "You brought me back to the days of Blow by Blow. Manny, uncanny resemblance to Buboy Villar." So for them to say that, because they were there, they knew Manny as 16, 17 years old. I wasn't able to meet Manny then, and for them to say that, parang that felt good because if there's some people that know Manny before, it would be those boxers, those boxing analysts. So yun, and then we had John Ray Angeles playing Abner through audition din yan. Sardo, we had Sardo played by Cesar Montano. I approached him. When I met the real Sardo, for some reason Cesar was jumping into my mind, and very thankful and very grateful that he accepted the role, because I mean he's one of the best actors of Philippine cinema, and he's done such iconic films. And so it's and for him to accept this strong supporting role to play support to a young 16, 17-year-old showed me he's really about craft. He's really about acting, and what also excited me about working with Cesar was I could learn from him. I mean, he's been in the industry for so long. He's also a director. So yeah, our collaborations during script reading, during motivations, during the actual shoot, I learned actually a lot from him. I was actually pretending to know what he was saying. Oh yeah, Cesar. Pero in my background, hey, oh, okay, yeah. So, but if there's something I was grateful about Cesar was, number one, he accepted this small pivotal role, and number two is I learned so much from him, and I'm very thankful to Cesar also for accepting the role, and at least in terms of the main cast that you see.
Yes. How about yung kay Pacquiao? Kasi I understand you did the research, interviews and all. Pero meron pa ba silang naging ibang role sa movie? Like, they did approve ba the actors?
Yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah. No, well, see, Manny naman, he was very, very hands-on sa research. And then after we got the screenplay done, of course, I made him read it, I made him look at it, and he kind of trusted it. But I would always show him, nagpa-viber kami, ganun. Manny, ito si location, ito yung mga location. And he would tell me, oh, parang yan. Oh, hindi, maraming puno dun, wag yan. And then, si Buboy naman, I showed him the picture, he goes, kasi I got some of your pictures online. And he goes, okay ito parang may resemblance. And then when I showed actually Mami Junisha, the real Mami Junisha, sobrang tuwa din siya. Actually, when I showed Mami Junisha Alisana, she goes, wow, ganda-ganda naman ako. Ito yan. So, Mami Junisha sobrang approved kay Alisana. And si Sardo naman, with Cesar, si Manny was also very thumbs up. Alex Medina pala, I forgot, he's also part of the cast. Si Rosario, he plays the father of Manny, and the ex-husband of Mami Janisha. So, okay naman siya. He would tell me if he didn't agree, he would tell me if he agreed. So yeah, that's why it took years. Manny's not also the type of person you can just call him today, or usually he'll answer you in a couple of days, or minsan, come here. So he had like 4 fights in those 2 years, and it was also that in those 2 years of research, it was also the time where he had 2 losses and he knockout siya. So it was also I don't know, it was also maybe a good time for us also because I guess he was going through that hard time, and he was also able to kind of release it through the research process of this film. But very hands-on, the whole Pacquiao family, I'm very thankful. Even see Mrs. Pacquiao, Jinky Pacquiao, were very, very helpful. Especially when we shot in Sarangani in General Santos. She's also the vice governor there. And yeah, we had mga military, we had food, diba? We were well taken care of there, and such a beautiful province, such a beautiful place. And we're very happy with Kulafu.
Last question. For Alessandra and Kid Kulafu. Although serious yung film, pero hindi maiwasan kasi, di ba, we know naman Manny and Junisha na minsan nakakatawa. Although kahit unintentional siya, paano yung naging sa character nyo na para hindi siya magmukhang katawa-tawa?
Ako doon. Kasi hindi ko pa napapanood. So sabi ko nga, Basta naman, maganda ba? Magaling ka. Uy, di ba nagmukhang caricature? Hindi, ano ka? Hindi ko talaga alam.
From what you saw, we'd like to hear from you. From what you saw.
Ako kasi personally, hindi naman ako natatawa. Kasi
Okay.
alam ko naman na ganun yung character in real life. Pero I like the movie, I like the characters. Ang galing kasi nung pagkakaportray. Parang Mami Janisha talaga, parang Pacquiao talaga. So,
That's good.
that's why I'm asking, paano yung naging process nyo na hindi kayo magmumukhang katawa-tawa dahil seryoso yung
Were you
pelikula?
conscious about not making it funny, yung mga eksena?
Hindi naman. It's all
Kasi alam nila yung
fairness.
kwento eh, kaya...
Oo. Kahit kami mga mismo nagbibiruan pa sa set eh. Yung mga, kunyari nga yung Bruce Lee. Sabi ko, Bruce Lee, sino yan? Kumbaga, pag narinig namin, natatawa kami. So parang feeling namin, baka nakakatawa siya sa movie. Baka hindi seryosohin. Hindi ko pa masasabi yun ngayon kasi hindi ko pa nakapanood. Kasi ito si Derek, hindi ako in-fan sa screen.
Tsaka may mga ano po talaga na, may mga ano talaga po na, sabi natin pa nag-comedy ka, pag pinalabas na sa big screen o kaya sa TV, minsan hindi nakakatawa. Pero meron namang mga
Hindi sinasya.
hindi sinasadya, pero nakakatawa. May mga ganun po, pero hindi ko po alam kung ano nangyayari. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. More questions, please, from this side. Si Jude. Hi, Jude. Hey, Jude.
Hi, good afternoon. Kay Direk Paul. Kasi I've seen
English
Delma,
na naman ito.
and you're focused on mga inspiring stories. Apart from the inspiring angle of Pacquiao, your version, ano pang gusto mo talagang i-explore na probably hindi naman na ipakita sa movie?
What did I want to explore? That's
As a
not
Or
filmmaker,
what
ba?
to present as a filmmaker?
um, that I wanted to do.
Yes.
What did I want to present? Well, I mean, or if this answers your question, is at least in terms of my style, is you know, I come from advertising, commercial. I bring that visual style, which I hope is what you guys saw. No? But at the same time, I also have to pay conscious effort to a strong narrative, because you can have such a pretty picture, but if you don't touch the heart of the audience, or if you don't get your message across, then you know, as a filmmaker, maybe that's you fail a little bit. You know? So it's good to hear your reactions now na inspired kayo, or you cried, you laughed, and that's you know, it's something. It's a challenge because you don't know sometimes. I mean, you're shooting, and for me, I'm the type of filmmaker also that if I don't feel it, I don't move on. No? So we will just keep shooting. We'll keep shooting. No? But I just have to trust myself. You know? I mean, I guess that's where the art of it comes in. No? That's where the whole craft of being a filmmaker comes in. Is trusting your gut and feeling in your heart now. These scenes, these words are good. It touches me, and that when I execute it, it's also something the audience will feel. So yeah, mixing the visual and the narrative, something I story for me is king, is number one. So I hope that's you know what you guys saw and what the audience will see on April 15th.
Yeah, I commend you for that, especially dun sa characters, kasi napaka-strong at saka concrete yung pagkakadevelop ng
I have certain processes when it comes to characters. In my last, you know, I haven't done many films. I've only done 3, but I'd like to think in Belma, I did that.
Yeah.
And that's something I brought into this. I had different processes with different. I mean, I did video recordings of Mami Janisha, and I showed that to my actors as much as possible. Honestly, I didn't want the real Mami D to meet Alessandra because that might just put her in a box. And as an actor, as an actress, I want her to also have the freedom to create. You know? So yeah, I guess also just to get to know the character, the video research. Okay, na yan. Speaking about Mami Janisha, quickly lang, the character of Mami D. Correct me also if I'm wrong, but the character of Mami D you see today, yes, caricature, comedy, but that's because life is good. I mean, she's set. I mean, her son is, you know, is taking care of her. But 30 years ago, or so many years ago, during this time, it was different. Maybe she had the makings of being funny, but she was a strong woman. 3 jobs, I mean, how many children, single mother, husband leaving her, fighting every day. I mean, she was the kind of person that she would be the last person to eat. You know, so for me, sometimes that's not, funny, di ba? I mean, for a mother to go through that, medyo dramatic. That's why, iba din eh. If Alessandra maybe met Mommy D today, baka she might feel in her mind na yan. Right? So, it's different then. The Mommy D today and before is different. The Manny today and before is very different. So, well, Buboy got to meet him once, di ba? In Jensen, but that was just more of like a dinner and more of a celebration. Parang we were shooting in Jensen. So, in terms of like Manny, I didn't ask Manny. Manny, tell Buboy what to do. Mommy did tell Alessandra. I didn't want to do that because, at the same time, these are also great actors, and they, through the research and that we did with Floyd, sila mag-develop, mag-create. So it's good to hear that they did that good job because character is very important.
I did love what you did, you touch yung relationship between Manny and his mom.
Well, yeah,
That's
I
strong.
think that's what also this film is about. It's about a mother and a son who love each other unconditionally, who fight for each other, and that's why I think it's also something a lot of people can relate with. Because in family, especially the Filipinos, we're a very family-oriented culture. We love our, no matter how crazy our parents can be, or if the parents think how crazy the children, it's still love at the end of the day. So, and that's the Pacquiao family, parang the epitome of Filipino love for each other.
Okay, to move on, another question. Kasi yung Selma is about an athlete, and then this
Addict?
one is
Ano?
athlete. So, is there any other athlete that you're wanting to do as another biopic in the future?
That's a good question. I mean, it's just been a coincidence that my last two films have been about sports, quote unquote. Not intentional, but just something about sports that I gravitate towards. But in terms of athlete, well, that's maybe I'm hoping and praying my next couple of films will touch on maybe another kind of subject. I think I'm athleted out.
Model naman, direct.
Model na lang.
Model.
But I love true stories. Don't get me wrong. I love true stories. I would love to direct another biopic. As a matter of fact, I'm researching on another biopic. So there's something about these kind of stories that I like to do. But it doesn't say that I'm not gonna do rom-coms or dramas or other things, fictional things. It's challenging to do a biopic. I mean, you have to be as truthful as possible. We can't. And that's what our challenge writing the screenplays. Is finding the human side of man, finding those truths, and you can't make it up. Sometimes if you're writing, fiction, you can kind of, take liberty, take creative license. So with this film, it's very challenging.
Thank you.